Hey y'all! Pokemon Red using only one Tentacool was a 10 out of 10ical. So let's continue this week with a Piggy Pokemon. This week, I'm going to try to beat Pokemon Crystal using only one Swinub. As usual, the rules are I can only use Swinub in battle, and I can't use any trainer items in battle. By the way, if you like this kind of content and want to see more, be sure to subscribe and check out more of these videos on my channel. Swinub is one of those Pokemon that didn't get much time to shine in the anime, but has had a following in the games for its competitive prowess as a Mamoswine. Mamoswine has great stats, but don't forget that it's a mammoth, whereas Swinub is just a little pigwit. Its stats are pretty terrible, in fact some of the worst we've ever seen, but at least the typing is good. Ground and Ice are two of the strongest offensive types in the game, and together they make quite the combo. Swinub might not pack a piggy punch, but what it lacks in power it makes up in cuteness. And I don't know what it is, but I really am ham over heels for pig-based Pokemon. Alright, let's do this. Off at Professor Elm's lab, I used the Universal Pokemon Randomizer to replace Cyndaquil with Swinub so that our rival will pick the Water-type Totodile. Swinub is weak to all three starters, but Ground and Ice can hit Typhlosion and Meganium for super effective damage, so Feraligatr should be the most difficult for us to handle. Swinub is an Arctic piggy known for its ability to keep warm even in the harshest of snows, so I nickname ours Pigloo. Swinub starts off with just Tackle, and since our attack stat isn't great, we can't beat Totodile at level 5 even with a berry. But at level 6 we're able to win, so why couldn't you just squeeze out a little more power without having to level up, Swinub? Can't you just, I don't know, pork a little harder? If this is how the rest of the run is gonna go, we're really gonna need to pig up the pace. Oh yeah, it's gonna be one of those videos, people. One of those. After beating Bubs, I head straight to the Violet City Gym to take on the Flying-type gym leader Faulkner, but our low attack stat and lack of bulk made it quite difficult. I kept losing until at level 10, Swinub learned the Ice-type move Powder Snow, which is perfect for dealing with Faulkner's flying freaks. After beating Faulkner, we get the Zephyr Badge, and a newfound appreciation for the phrase, when pigs fly. After putting Faulkner in the meat locker, I head to Azalea Town to take on Bugsy the Bug-type gym leader. His team was surprisingly difficult, mostly thanks to Scyther's increasingly powerful Fury Cutter. Our weak little piglet barely packs a punch, and Scyther slices and dices our hit points like ham at the deli counter. It's not until an incredibly timely freeze that Swinub is able to steal the bacon for what is, in my opinion, a lucky victory. I'm not upset though, because when it comes to solo Pokemon challenges, I'll do anything to bring home the bacon. And after beating Bugsy and acquiring the Hive Badge, it's time to take on the rival Bubs once again. This time, though, things are much different. His Croconaw hits harder than high cholesterol in your 50s, and we just can't win this one. I come back after a few more levels, and now Mudslap is able to push past the crocodilic combatant. And to anyone in the comments complaining about using Mudslap, 1, you're wrong, and 2, we're using a pig for crying out loud. Asking a piggy not to play with mud is like asking me not to riddle this video with cringy pig puns. And if you don't like it, all I will say is, whoof do you think you are? Next up is the Goldenrod City Gym and Whitney's Miltank, and it's time for a Battle of the Barnyard. It's a Cowtown smackdown of agricultural aggression. This is yet another one of those tough battles, and while I could very easily level up until we can sweep her team, I'd rather not spend hours grinding to beat her cow when I can just cheese our way to victory. I've lost this battle so many times to rollout that I figure, swine not, and proceed to spam Mudslap for the accuracy drops. After a bunch of tries, Swinub makes it to the Miltank with full health, and we're able to break the rollout chain just to get stomped for our efforts. Awesome! But it isn't over just yet. Once Miltank's accuracy is fully lowered, I start going for Powder Snows to do more damage. And to those asking why I didn't just fish for a freeze with Powder Snow, well, obviously, that's because beef is better fresh and never frozen. Sorry, but when these jokes come to mind, I can't help but put them in the video. Off at the Burnt Tower in Ecruteak City, I have to take on the rival Bubs again, and this battle really raised my blood pressure. We do such little damage to Bubs' Croconaw that it takes a herd of hits to knock it out. Not only does that give him ample time to use massive water guns, but it also means that a curse from Haunter is an immediate loss. The only silver lining to having to reset this battle so many times is that the Haunter is his first Pokemon, so I already know turn 1 if I have to start over. I really do hate these battles where Mudslap is the only viable option, but sometimes you just have to know when to pig your battles. Next up is the Ecruteak City Gym Leader Morty, and this battle is just as annoying as the one before with Bubs. We have the same problem with Curse as before, except this time there's even more Ghost. Plus, they love to spam Hypnosis and put our little piggy to sleep. After a few resets though, we're able to make it past Morty's Ghost to win the Fog Badge. Fog Badge? You know what? Just for today, it's the Hog Badge, baby! I head on over to the Mahogany Town gym to take on the Ice-type gym leader Price, and for once, he's actually got me worried. His Pokemon normally aren't all that tough, but my goodness did Swinub struggle here. This little piggy clearly didn't go to market because Price had us running wee all the way back to the Pokemon Center. But not to worry, I believe in the power of our cheap tactics. And you know what they say about Headbutt after all. In a pinch, grab a flinch. Price's Piloswine proves to be quite tanky, but with enough attempts, we get the job done. See? I told you everything would turn out swine. With Price out of the way, I decide to take on Jasmine, the Steel-type gym leader at the Olivine City Gym. Her Magnemites pose no issue thanks to our ground typing and the double super effective Mudslap. But her Steelix hits like a freight train with Iron Tail. So yeah, I'm just gonna go see if we can't beat Chuck first and then come back to this hot mess of a battle later. Alright Chuck, please be nice to my little piglet. I already got ham-slammed by Steelix, so I don't need any sass from you, bub. Chuck leads off with his Primeape and hits our hog with a hefty Karate Chop, or in this case a Pork Chop. It goes down in a couple of headbutts, but then it's Hog v Frog as Chuck sends out his Poliwrath. I was really worried about losing to Surf, but instead Chuck goes for Dynamic Punch, which is only 50% accurate. To which I ask, why? I don't know what Chuck was thinking. He had so many better options. My god, even I cringed at that one. With Chuck defeated, there's nothing left to do but to take on Jasmine once again. Despite being stronger than before, we just don't stand a chance against the Steel Serpent, so for once I'm going to avoid using Mudslap and instead grind until we hit level 46 and learned Blizzard. Which turns out to be a wise decision because, holy trichinosis, Batman! Blizzard almost 1-KOs the Steelix! Wow, for a little pig, that amount of damage is really surprising. Ha! Who needs Mudslap anymore? Or good jokes. Not me! You know, we have relied on Mudslap an awful lot, so this just goes to show that when you come to a fork in the road, you should pig the one less traveled. And we're back, baby! In the Team Rocket Radio Tower anime arc, we take on the rival Bubs in the basement underground. And now that we have Blizzard, I can get past Bubs' Golbat without having to deal with that annoying Confuse Ray coin flip game that I hate oh so very much. Even Feraligator's water guns don't do much damage because of the grinding we needed to beat Jasmine. And you know, this is a much more glaring issue in Pokemon Red, with Brock being the first gym leader and all, but any time that a single trainer forces you to add a bunch of extra levels just to get past that one battle, well, that really truffles my feathers. At least I thought we were over-leveled until I took on the final Johto gym leader Claire, the Dragon-type trainer. We have a 15 level advantage and Dragon is weak to Ice, so I thought, hey, this will be a walk in the park, right? Wrong! Her Kingdra comes out and almost 1-KO'd us with Surf. Well, I guess that'll teach me to run my mouth, huh? Next time, someone remind me to slop while I'm ahead. Before the Elite Four, we traverse Victory Road to take on our rival Bubs one last time. Along the way, in the cave, we picked up the TM for Earthquake and taught it to Swinub, and boy is that an improvement for our pint-sized piglet. Feraligator is now only a 2-hit KO with Earthquake, and the rest of Bubs' team goes down faster than you can say, one sweet swine shucks snow for show. Plus, I know some people will be very happy that Mudslap is gone, and to them I would say, nothing in life will fill that hole in your soul. Alright, here are the stats and moves at the Elite Four. Swinub is at level 53, and while the stats aren't going to bring home the blue ribbon from the State Fair, the moveset deserves an honorable mention. Up first is the Elite Four Will. One of the great things about Swinub is the fact that Ice is one of the best offensive types in the game. It's also one of the worst defensive types, but that's besides the point. All that matters for now is that Swinub is able to one-hit KO all of Will's Pokemon besides the Slowbro. But I'm not surprised. That thing is so thick, I'd be surprised if an aircraft carrier could knock it out in a single hit. While the battle with Will was simply hogwash, I have an oinkling that the rest of the Elite Four won't be so easy. Next up is Koga, the Poison and Bug type Elite Four member, and it turns out, my suspicion was correct. He's got a team of Pokemon that like to use annoying status and evasion moves, which is bad enough on its own, but then there's also Fortress. The Steel Bug Ball unflinchingly tanks our attacks, making the previous battle with Will almost seem like a fluke by comparison. After a handful of resets though, we make it past the Fortress in pretty decent shape, and soon thereafter, Swinub learns Amnesia. It's a move that boosts our special defense by 2 stages, and it will come in handy very soon. For now though, we finish off Koga's team, and move along to a battle for which I am not excited. And that's because next up is the Fighting type Elite Four member Bruno. Let me just put something on the record here to remember for future videos. In Pokemon Crystal solo challenge runs, anytime your Pokemon is weak to fighting, Bruno is going to be an issue. Hitmonchan has priority Mach Punch, meaning it will almost always go first, and then of course there's the Machamp with Cross Chop. In this battle, I get to the Hitmonchan fine, but it survives our Earthquake, meaning I have to take 2 Mach Punches, and that's bad. But it also kinda doesn't matter, because Machamp comes out and slaps my Piglet so hard, it damn near turned into a pork rind. I kept losing this battle, but instead of resetting, I redid Will and Koga just to gain experience. At level 59 though, I got a clutch freeze with Blizzard on the Machamp. Wow, I enjoy when this game decides to be charitable. Dare I even say, philanthropic? Next up was the Dark-type Elite Four member Karen, and this battle was very frustrating. Her Houndoom repeatedly sears our bacon with massive flamethrowers, and that's assuming we can even make it past the infuriating Scumbrion. Between sand attacks and confusion, it hardly ever happens. So, I use Amnesia to try to help survive Houndoom's flamethrower, but by the time I even get to it, we've taken so much damage usually that it doesn't even matter. I think I need more levels, but I really don't want to have to fight Bruno again. So, I figure it's sour never to use all of our rare candies and level up. This time, I make it past the Scumbrion relatively unscathed, and to my surprise, we actually outspeed the Houndoom. I wasn't expecting that, but I'll take it. With the Doom Dog out of the picture, Swinub actually had a real easy time finishing up the battle. Good for you, Piglu. Last up is the champion battle with Lance, the Dragon Master. I go ahead and replace Icy Wind with Return for some decent normal coverage against his Charizard and Gyarados. Well, this battle should be pretty easy, right? Lance is the Dragon Master, and Ice is strong against dragons, right? Have you learned nothing from Claire? You should never underestimate Lance, just like you should never order pork medium rare. I make it past the Gyarados with an Amnesia boost to our special defense and the Rain Up to dampen Charizard's flamethrower, but even so, a critical hit puts an end to our scrappy Scrapple. I try this battle again, and this time things go according to plan. We get our Amnesia and the Rain set up, forcing Charizard to go for the weaker Slash. After that, tell the kids there's going to be a snow day from school because the forecast is nothing but blizzards. Swinub takes down Lance faster than you can cook bacon in the microwave. And with Lance defeated, we have become the Pokemon champion. But you know that the run isn't over yet. I always am going to consider beating the final Trainer Red as the true ending, unless of course a Pokemon is just impossibly bad. With the Elite Four defeated, I hop on the SS Aqua and sail on over to Kanto to take on their 8 gym leaders to earn the right to challenge Red atop Mount Silver. The first 7 gym leaders were not much trouble at all, so now it's time to take on the final Kanto gym leader, Blue. This guy here is one tough customer. His Gyarados in particular sets up Rain Dance and pulverizes our Pachyderm with rain-boosted Hydro Pumps. Even if I do take down Gyarados, he's got a whole team of other Pokemon that spell trouble for Swinub. I need Amnesia boost in order to even stand a chance. If I can make it past the Gyarados though, then his Alakazam will usually go for Reflect, at which point we do a fun little hoedown back and forth where I Earthquake right as he recovers, and all in all, we don't take much damage. It just wastes a lot of time. Arcanine almost knocks us out with a flamethrower, but once the Rhydon comes out, I just need to land a Blizzard to squeal the deal. Oh man, that was a lot harder than I expected. With all 16 badges in hand, I head to Mount Silver to take on the final trainer Red for the climactic battle. Side note, do you think that by being alone in a cave for so many years, that Red is now snout of touch with modern society? Psh, I bet he isn't even on Pig Talk yet. Okay, back to reality. At level 70, I tried many times, but Swinub just doesn't pack enough piggy power to get the job done. All it takes is one charm from Pikachu to lower our attack and ruin our chances of winning. And even if we don't get charmed, Return just doesn't do enough damage to the Charizard, and I lose repeatedly. Well, I've avoided doing this for as long as possible, but it's finally time to teach Curse. It's a move that raises attack and defense while lowering speed, which honestly isn't much of a downside in a solo Pokemon challenge run. When combined with Amnesia, we can maximize our attack, defense, and special defense to create an impenetrable fortress of Piglitude, or as I like to call it, Snort Nox. And unlike similar strategies in the past, which required a ton of luck, this one was simple, thanks to the fact that Pikachu can't damage Swinub in any meaningful way. We're immune to Electric, and with Curse, we take little to no damage from Quick Attack. In fact, we take so little damage that at one point I start spamming unnecessary Amnesias just to allow leftovers to heal us back to full health. Oh, that's weird. Do you guys remember Red being difficult? I mean, everyone says he's the toughest trainer, but if he can't even handle a single solitary Piglet, then how strong is he really? Oh well, I guess that was just a pigment of my imagination. And with that, the challenge is over, which means it's time to pork roll the credits. Swinub was a pretty weird case for a challenge run. The stats are pretty bad, but it has just the right moves in its arsenal to get the job done. Well, when everything comes together in the end to fit perfectly, I call that tailored ham. As always, I want to thank you all for making it to the end of this video. These videos are a lot of fun, but also a lot of work, so I really do appreciate it. There's a playlist on my channel where you can find the rest of my Pokemon Challenge videos if you want to check those out as well. And if you like this kind of content and want to see more, be sure to subscribe and enable notifications so you'll know right away the next time one of these episodes is uploaded. And if you want early access to these videos and to be listed in the credits, consider becoming a member. And also let me know in the comments what other Pokemon you want to see, and I'll probably do it. Next week, I'm going to try to beat Pokemon Crystal using only one Pseudo-Wudo. Anyways, I'm snout of time, so until next time,